Hey guys, welcome to number 24 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start off this episode, we are in the January transfer window. We've done not the best, but not the worst at the same time. Like, we've got a couple of draws quite recently against some bigger teams like Arsenal and Tottenham. We won in the last episode in the FA Cup, so we're through to the next round, who we are playing Manchester United against. So, quite a big game. We have got quite a big month coming up. Everton, then Arsenal in the first leg, then Man United, then Arsenal in the second leg. I don't know which one I'd rather get as well. I don't know if I should get to the final of the Capital One Cup and play a weak team for United, or do the other way around, play a weak team for Arsenal and advance in the FA Cup, which is a better tournament, but we've got a lot of games left. So, I don't know, we have got some quite interesting movement in the transfer front as well. As you can see there, Sadio Mane has been accepted for the asking price of 30 million, so potentially we're going to get about 25 million, which we could get a couple of decent players. Also, Jerry Mbakajaku from Carpi, very powerful striker, like 85 pace and 85 strength as well, so a good Nigerian striker, like the Emenike that I wanted, but he was just too slow and not too good. So we are going to go into our first game, as we can't do any more transfers until that is done, and we're going to go into the game against Everton, a pretty tough team. We could really do with the 3 points, as that could propel us into first position and get us into a great start to the episode. So into the game we go against Everton. Looking at the lineups, we're going to have a look at our lineup first. We've made a few changes. We've put Tommy Smith into the defence as Christensen quite recently really hasn't done the job. Apart from that, it's all the same. Jamie Vardy back up front. Hopefully he can start scoring goals, as this is potentially his last game for the club. Same with Sadio Mane. If he does get sold after this game, then we're going to have to work really quickly with that money to get them in for that Arsenal game. Looking at the Everton lineup, it's a pretty strong team. Besic, McCarthy, Lukaku up front, Morales, Deulofeu, Coleman, Funes Mori, Jagielka and Baines. What we could do with that money is sign someone like Deulofeu and just put him in that right wing position quite nicely. Or we can use that money to buy a really, really good striker. No. Don't tell me it's just happened. Dominguez went in for the tackle. Somebody took the shot and then a different player got fouled, and I think they've won a penalty in the first 5 minutes. Not the start we were looking for. Dominguez getting the book in there. We'll have to have a look at it now. So yeah, there you go. Their centre attacking midfielder, I really don't know who it is. I'm not too sure where Ross Barkley is, but they're playing like this Hungarian guy, I think. So yeah, a little bit weird. And they've got a penalty. We've got to save this early on in the game. Lukaku against Bardi. Who's going to come off the victor? I hope we save this. And he saved it. He kind of... I went to the right, but somehow I managed to get my hand on that and it went down the middle. So that was a really good save there from Bardi, and definitely what we needed. We didn't want to concede early on, as we really need the 3 points. Ball into the box. Oh, and they've got it into the back of the net there with Tarashag, whatever his name is, Tarashag. Yeah, Lukaku on the left. I don't get why a target man like Lukaku, he always drifts out wide. He's always one side then the other. And I didn't really expect much of a delivery in there, and yeah, maybe they do deserve that goal from the early penalty, obviously. Kind of got lucky, and it's just before half time as well, so a really annoying time to concede. Here we go into Vardy, and there we go, back of the net. Like, it's been so frustrating this game because I haven't been able to score. Changed it to a 4-2-4, and that potentially is Jamie Vardy's last goal. He hasn't scored in, like, I don't know, 8 games or something stupid. He's just not been in form at all, and he's found the back of the net there. Obviously the easiest finish he's probably going to ever get. Here we go, through for Ince, and he's found the back of the net there, 2-1, and hopefully we can hold on in the last like 4 or 5 minutes left of the game. Really nice there. Jamie Vardy getting a little bit lucky with the pass. Nice ball inside from Akateshe, ball through from Bennett, and Thomas Ince with the finish in the back of the net. And there it is, full time. We've got the 3 points for the first time since like the start of December, and that's good. So Aston Villa have also accepted the 30 million, so at least 2 clubs are in, potentially even 3 if Sevilla do go in for the deal as well. And yeah, I've put a few inquiries in for some players like Mattia Destro. Would be a really nice striker. He's about 78 rated, so he's a little bit better than Vardy, and for 10 million I've been more than happy with that. Adrian, 8.5 million, very good goalkeeper, would be a good backup option. And I requested some funds off the board. I asked for 15, I've got about 14 and a bit. And what I have to do is win the European Cup, Europa League, get to the semi-final of the FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League. And I'm on track for that, so I'm going to accept that and give us those monies. So now we can actually put some bids in for some players now and potentially get some deals done before Mane does go. So I put a few inquiries in for some really good strikers here. First one is ICARDI from Inter Milan. I really enjoyed him in my Inter Milan career mode, so if we could bring in someone like him who can grow quite easily. I think I got him up to like an 84 in one season, so I'm not too sure why he's only at £15 million. Also, we got Dybala here. I don't think we're going to be able to get him because he's a bit out of the price range. So as you can see there, Sadio Mane has been sold, 25.5 added to the budget, of course, and we've got some more transfer offers. We've got one for Joe Allen off Hull City. Now, he's been absolutely fantastic since signing for the club. He's 27 years old. He's got another like 5 years of prime football, so I think a good, I don't know, like 13, 14 million. I think that's an acceptable amount. He's a first team player, and I don't really want to get rid of him. Also, got a deal in there for Albiak, who isn't exactly being used at the moment, so he is a good backup fullback. But for the amount of money that they're getting, I could get a good option for a lot cheaper that's just as a backup. So I've got like 1 day to do this deal, and I don't know if I should do it or not. It's a lot of money, 50 grand a week, literally to sit on the reserves for Forestieri. He very rarely plays, so I might just do this because it's a short-term loan, and if I do really need him, then we can always recall him. Also, we put a deal in here for about 1.5 million plus Vardy for Timo Werner, who's actually a really good player, young, 75 rated, very similar to Vardy as well, very pacey, good player, and would be quite cheap. Also, we've had a swap deal for Akateshe for Rojo accepted, who would be a combination of a good centre-back to stick in the first team, and obviously it means we get rid of Akateshe, who's not really doing too well at the moment. So what we're going to do, just because we've got so many games in this episode and I want to get a few more transfers in straight away, what I'm going to do is simulate the first leg against Arsenal. Hopefully it's nothing too major in the scoreline kind of thing. We've had to make a few changes. Akateshe and Dint's coming into the lineup as Mane's been sold, and yeah, as long as it's a 0-0 or 1-0 to Arsenal, I'd be more than happy with that, as I feel like I can get a result at home. So we have gone 1-0 down there. Welbeck with the goal, and into the second half now. Verratti coming on for Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'm not too sure why we put Antonio in for Will Hughes in the midfield. Leitner coming on for Thorne. Last 10 minutes now, and Jamie Vardy got a last minute goal there. Really lucky to get that goal. I don't think away goals matter. I think it's just what the scoreline is at the end of the whatever minutes it is, and yeah, I'm quite happy with that result. 1-1 against Arsenal means the second leg is what we're playing for. So we have had the transfer offer accepted for IGHALO, 6 million plus Vardy. It's kind of a little bit more than what he probably is worth, but at this point of the season, in January, you have to pay a little bit more for these players. And IGHALO will come in and get goals. There's no doubt about that. He's a great scorer, and I'm really good at playing with him. So we have got the transfer offer accepted for Adam Clayton for Craig Bryson. Not too sure if I'm actually going to do this deal or not. We'll see when we come to the deciding bit of things. He's going to be a squad rotation player, so I'll give him the contract that he's actually going to get and not something stupid. Also, the Akateshe swap deal here for Rojo. I don't know if I should or not, because Akateshe, he is a good player, but Rojo, 12 million, he's about 2 million more in wages, but Rojo has got the injury prone trait, so it's whether we do take that risk or not. We've also got a couple of strikers here. Timo Werner, what I'm going to wait and see is if that IGHALO deal gets accepted, and yeah, if not, we'll just accept Werner. But I think we're going to accept this deal. I think we need a bit more defensive strength, and Rojo will bring that. Akateshe, really not too good at the moment. He's not been in good form since his injury at the start of the season. He was out back for about 5 months. So looking at our defence now, bringing out Christensen, I don't think we need Clayton, because obviously I'm trying to see who's got the better weak foot. Yeah, we'll stick him there. So he's both left-footed, both can play at left-back. So we could get rid of Albiak, switch some of these guys into left-back, and also get rid of Adam Clayton, because we don't really need him, because we've got a holding midfielder in Christensen. So we have had the 13.7 million for ICARDI accepted. Now that is a great deal. I think out of the two, out of ICARDI and Destra, I'm definitely wanting ICARDI. He's a quality player. I think he's a little bit younger as well, a couple of years younger. And yeah, we have got our next game against Manchester United. But as you can see there, Lukaku can leave. He can leave the club. So maybe we could get a good deal in it. I don't know if we could get him for like 20 mil or something, maybe. And just get a quality striker. So into the game now against Manchester United in the FA Cup. Here's going to be quite an interesting game. It'll be interesting to see what their lineup is. And obviously Rojo coming against his former club, first game for him. I think we'll go for quite a strong lineup. But we'll make a few changes. Antonio coming in there. And it's a lot better down the team with the loss of Akateshe, Mane. We could get rid of Forestieri on loan, 50 grand a week. Would be quite nice to get rid of that amount of money, because we still got like Vyman, Russell, really not doing anything. So into the game now against Manchester United at Old Trafford, looking at their lineup. They've gone for a very strong team indeed. Don't think Akateshe is anywhere to be seen, but look at that team. Neves, Nainggolan, Hulk, Cavani up front, and then very strong defence. They are missing David De Gea in goal, but still a very good team. Here we go through for Vyman. Can he get the finish though against Valdez? And he's found the back of the net there. Vyman, a little bit of a risk to put him in there, but Jamie Vardy really hasn't been doing the business up front there. That's why we're trying to get in IGHALO, maybe ICARDI, I don't know, we'll have to see. But yeah, nice through ball there from Will Hughes, good touch from Vyman, and he's found the back of the net very nicely. Here we go, Vyman. Can he get a ball inside to Thorn? Or Dykes? He's done that. Oh, that is a cheeky little goal there from Dykes. He doesn't play a lot, but when he does play, he always seems to get a goal. So I do need to give him a bit of chance. I was trying to get that into Thorn, but it went across to Dykes, and yeah, lovely cheeky finish there from the Belgian. No, it didn't quite go through his legs, but yeah, double elite, and probably going through to the next round. Here we go, ball through for Johnny Russell. Has he got the pace to get through on goal and score against United? That's a wonderful strike from Johnny Russell. I'm really glad that I stuck him on the bench for this game. He had a bit of time out on loan, I think at Bristol City or something, and yeah, he's come back and got a nice goal there, made it 3-0. And we're through to the next round now. I'm pretty confident with that. And there it is, full time. We've got got through to the next round. I always say we got the 3 points, but obviously it's the FA Cup, so you're not going to get those. But yeah, as you can see there, Man United had a lot of possession, but we had a few more shots and put them into the back of the net quite nicely, putting us through to the next round. And I'm quite glad with that. We are still in like 4 competitions. Like we can still win the league, we can still win the FA Cup, Capital One Cup, and Europa League. So we've got a few deals here that we can accept. And I've just realised something. Basically, we're going to get ICARDI. That's more than likely going to happen. So I don't think the style of play that IGHALO is, I don't think we need him, because they're both like target men, finished players who can put the ball into the back of the net. So on that basis, I think we should go for Werner, because he's very young, 21 years old, can play out wide as well, and I think he'd be a lot more interesting of a signing. It puts us up in money, if anything. Like, we get 5 grand more wage, and it's not exactly putting a big dent in the transfer budget. So we're going to bring in Werner to finish off this episode here. I don't think we are going to sign IGHALO now, because I just want to go for ICARDI, because I think he'd be a quality player. Unfortunately, I think Lukaku has gone to Inter Milan now, so we're not going to be able to get him. So yeah, Werner, new player into the club, very similar to Jamie Vardy in stats, like very good dribbling, very pacey. 73 finishing, could do with a bit of work if we put him into some training, then he should be able to do that. But as you can see there, left mid as well, so we can stick him there if need be, play Bennett up front, and I think he's like 6 foot tall as well, isn't he? 5'11", yeah. Really good player. I think that would be a really fun one to play with, and just gives us a few more options than both getting IGHALO and getting Mr. ICARDI. So as you can see there, Romelu Lukaku has gone to Inter Milan, but we have got a transfer offer here for Mr. Francisco Barley. We're going to stick that £25 million price tag on him. He has gone up to 26 years old now, but still got about 10 years. But as you can see here, 13.7 million for ICARDI accepted. We've still got 20 mil very easily to spend on a very good player. I'm not too sure where we're going to improve though, so I might wait for you guys to wait and see this episode and decide on that. Also, we got the Clayton for Bryson deal accepted. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a cheat to see what rating Clayton is, but I think that's a tremendous sign in ICARDI. We're going to put him into the first team, obviously. Not the paciest, but 88 finishing. He's going to put the ball into the back of the net. And then off the bench, we can bring on Werner, pacey player, makes the impact, and I think that'll be a really good combination. I'm not too sure what we're going to do with Mason Bennett though. Yeah, we've got some good striking options for the next game against Arsenal. I might play both Werner and ICARDI. So yeah, I think we are going to end off the episode here. We are going to put a load of bids in for some players that are on the short list, but I think we've made some really good signing. ICARDI cracking striker, 88 finishing, only 24 years old as well. Power header, very good in the air, and I think you just, as long as you whip the ball into the box, he will put it into the back of the net, and that's what we've needed. He is like the better version of Chris Martin, who isn't. He's done okay, Chris Martin. He's like still in contention of being in this team. The only thing about ICARDI, 2-star skills, so that's kind of annoying, but I tend to just do fake shots and stuff like that with him, and he does a decent job. So yeah, I think maybe just a little bit of a better quality winger would be quite nice. We've got like 76s at the moment, maybe if we get like another 80 like Mane. But yeah, I'm quite surprised where the money has come from. Obviously we got 30 mil from Mane, 15 million off the board, and a few swap deals here and there. And we've got ourselves a really nice squad, so I think we are going to end off the episode here. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do smash the like button. Still got 20 million left. I can't wait to see who we're going to sign in the next episode, probably the last one of the January transfer window. And yeah, it's going to be eventful. Then we're into the Europa League. Then I think we've got another FA Cup game. I don't think it's quite drawn it out yet though, so maybe we've got another big team in the quarterfinals or not. We'll have to see, but nevertheless, smash the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.